Hey, what's up everyone? How y'all doing today? Danny Lightning back. I was actually going to live stream tomorrow, or yesterday I mean, but didn't end up getting around to it, so I figured, you know what, we'll do the Q&A today. Williams, what's going on? Maxim, Techno. How are you guys? Dark Side, Mr. Random. Very nice to see you guys today. Hopefully everybody had an awesome weekend, and hopefully you guys are having a good week so far. Alright, so Williams has questions. Well, you're in luck, my friend. You are in luck. Feel free to go ahead and ask some questions. You got questions, and maybe I got some answers. Alright, Techno's wondering something about Typhon. Typhon's a very cool robot. I like it. Very fun, actually. Mitos, hello, hello. Nice to see you today. Alright, we got a long question from Williams. Ideas. Epic, hello, hello, and thank you for being a channel member. Alright, so I'm waiting for this big long question to get typed out. Best weapon for Miramids. Well, I'll tell you what, right now I think it's the blindy weapons. Like the Dazzler and the Lantern, but the thing is, those are going to get changed very soon, so I'm not sure how that's going to affect them. I think the new Pantagruel and Gargantua is really good on there. There's really not a bad setup for him, honestly. As long as you're not running the shotguns, I think you're doing okay. Alright, so Williams, you're trying to get a job with Pexonic. That would be cool. You have a clan member that is tanking. Well, unfortunately, I mean, most players that tank do get reported, and eventually they might get their accounts banned or something, but I think if I were in a clan and I knew we had somebody in there doing that, I would probably bring that up to the clan leader and let the clan leader know. And if you really don't like it, you can report it to Pixonic. You can always get a screenshot of that player's ID and stuff like that and report it directly to Pixonic through in-game support. Epic, we're not actually playing games today. Like, I can't play and answer questions at the same time, so we just got some recorded video in the background. But yeah, Williams, if you're gonna lose like that, more than likely people are gonna report you, and you might even lose your account. So I would not suggest it. Bruce, what's going on? But yeah, don't tank. It's just a bad idea. I know a lot of people who have. I know one guy who did it personally, and he lost his account. So you gotta be careful with that. Most players hate people who do that. They get really upset. If they see your weapons are high level and you're in a lower league, people will start reporting you like crazy because you're ruining the fun for other players who are in the lower leagues that don't have highly leveled up stuff. So, not a great idea. I think what they should do is have a league lock. So like once you get in the champion league, you can't get back out of it. That's my opinion, at least. Bruce, how you doing today? What's up, Eric? Mr. Random. Mr. Random doesn't like the homing weapons. Yeah, those are kind of a pain in the butt, aren't they? Pain in the buttocks. Alright, so Don says, isn't Cudgel better than Toxin for Khepri? Well, I would say yes. They're both very good weapons. And in some situations, though, in a really good one-on-one situation where you're fighting another tank that has Nebula, normally the toxic weapons are going to come out because they don't trigger the healing on the Nebula. So in that situation, the toxic weapons will probably win. If they're not running a Nebula or not running a bunch of healing chips and stuff, more than likely the cudgels will win. So everything's situational in this game, but both setups are excellent in my opinion. All right, Mac, what's up, buddy? I don't really do the Hangar reviews on this. More than likely, unless you're like Android, I can't really see your Hangar anyways. So that's one of the reasons I don't have Hangar reviews, because I can only see Android players' Hangars. So if someone on iOS or Steam or one of those other things asks, I can't go and view those profiles. But if you'd like to type in like what robots and weapons you have, I can kind of give you a good idea whether or not it's good. Maybe one day we'll be able to view other player stuff, but right now we can only view player stuff that is on our platforms. But yeah, the corrosive weapons are great, Spice. Very fun. What's up, Razder Gaming? How you doing? Williams, yes, that is against the rules. I don't know if that's in the terms of service of the game, but I think it is. Mr. Random says, what's your opinion on a game mode where you can fight AI robots offline? I don't know if I would really play that. I mean, that might be okay, but it wouldn't really be my style. They did kind of bring out that little thing with the spider bots, and not that many people liked it, I noticed. A lot of people said, yeah, I played it a couple times and I'm not playing it again, so that's a little different than what you're talking about, though. I mean, it might be kind of nice to have something like that. I know when you first start this game, you actually fight a bunch of bots. So brand new players for the first several games, they're fighting AI. But after that, then you get up against all the real players. So I think some people might enjoy that. Okay, so Williams, let's just say you get up in the Champion League, you max out your Hangar, you've got this really powerful stuff, and then you go down several leagues, and you're going up against these guys that have brand new stuff or hardly have any leveled stuff up, and you're just one-shot killing them and obliterating them. That takes all the fun out of the game. That makes people quit the game, and then we lose players. And if we keep losing players, eventually we won't have anybody to play, because one thing about the games is they always have a high turnover. Like, some people might play the game for a couple months, some people for a few years, but most people don't play these games forever, so we count on new players to come in to keep the games going as the older or senior players leave games. I mean, they say most games players don't stick around for more than like 9 months, and if they stay longer than that, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 years, which is a long time, but you always want new players coming in, and if you make bad playing experience for the new players and they all leave, that's a very bad thing. Don Seraph is very strong. It's almost a tanky robot. It's hard to kill. It's got a great set of weapons. I mean, it's really good. But I'll tell you what, I mean, people will quit the game if they constantly run into guys that just blow them up in 2 seconds. Nobody's going to have a fun time when that kind of thing is happening. I mean, it would be like Mike Tyson going up against a baby, you know what I mean? He would punch it in the face once and it would like probably just fly across the arena and die. And yeah, that would not be a good fight. And that baby would not enjoy that. I guess that's a pretty bad example, but what's up, Crack? What's up, King? How you guys doing? I would choose the Mirrormits over the Ming. Now, the Mirrormits is going to get nerfed very soon. They're going to take some of its flight time away. So after that happens, we're going to have to test it out when it goes live. So I'm not really sure what's going to be better after that. Ming dies very, very easily, but Ming does well with certain weapons. If you can get some 500 meter or 600 meter weapons on the Ming and you can play it very carefully, it's actually a really good Titan, but it's very hit and miss. Some games, as soon as you spawn in, you're just getting blown up. Other games, you can do really well. So I don't know, bud. It's kind of hard to say which one of those is going to be the better setup. Some of these weapons and stuff really just come down to personal preference, because there's so many good setups where one player might do really well with this and one player might do really well with that. I think there's not really any bad Titans, to tell you the truth. Like, Arthur's not very good, Kid's not very good, but all the other Titans with any weapon setup can be great if it fits your playing style. What's up, Indian? What's up, buddy? Nice to see you again, man. How are you doing? X-Ray, hello, hello. Ah, nice, Mac. I hope you get that Seraph, buddy. It's really fun. Yeah, Williams, it's definitely against the rules, so not a good idea to do that. I could understand, let's just say you get up in the Champion League and your robots aren't ready to be there yet. I could see maybe dropping down like one league or something. I could understand somebody doing that to get themselves back into a part where their robots actually can compete. But a lot of guys go down just so they can beat up on the weaker players, and yeah, that's not really wonderful. What's up, Adrian Fenware WR? How are you? Yeah, the Mirrormits nerf, I'm not really sure how that's going to go, but the Luchador nerf, I don't think that's going to be much of anything, to tell you the truth. I think they'll still be really good. You're going to have to play the Mirrormits a little more carefully, though, I think, because he can't stay in the air as long. Eric says, I put my build in the general Discord channel. Give it a look. Alright, let me look real quick. It's a pain to have to use a whole bunch of different apps while trying to go live, though. But let me see what we got going on here real fast. Okay, you typed it out. So, built Behemoth with punchers. Awesome. Wait, you got punchers and hammers? Both of those are killer weapons. With an armadillo. That's a nice setup, buddy. I would say that's really, really good, actually. As far as your drone, with the armadillo, you got the half durability defense. I don't really love the half durability defense because that comes on one time. If you can get the on module use defense, or not on module use, the one where you hit your healing module that you get the defense points, that's the best one because you can trigger it over and over again and use it when you need it. Depends on what module you're running, though. Mild damage absorber, very good. Okay, you're using the jump unit. Jump unit's very cool, actually. Nuclear amplifier, repair amplifier is very, very good. I mean, overall, that's a really good setup. I might look into running some sort of other chip besides the half durability defense. The half durability defense is okay, but it only comes on one time, which is what I don't like about it, but it's still a nice chip overall. So that's an overall very good setup. Alright, so I would say this, William. If you get up to Champion League, you're probably going to want to have at least level 12 bots and weapons. Preferably getting the weapons up into Mark II. You'd probably be able to do okay as long as you had good weapons and good bots. Champion League's getting more brutal all the time, so the higher the better. It used to be you could have like level 10 bots and level 10 weapons, and that was barely good enough, but now you would probably struggle with that, so you really want to have at least a level 12 Hangar and start getting some of your stuff into Mark II, I'd say. But the closer to Mark III, the better. Like higher, like mid-level Mark II stuff is going to do okay. Don says, can you do more Q&A live streams? Yeah, I'm probably going to try to do like one a week or every other week on a Monday or a Tuesday. Crack this guy. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. He donated $1. Well, thank you. Can I explain why you're getting your butt handed to you?
Thank you so much for the donation. You are awesome.
Well, I don't really know what kind of situation you're going into, but
donated $1 through Super Chat.
It takes like a whole team to win a game. So if you're playing solo and your teammates are bad, you are going to get your butt handed to you. Whichever team has the best overall teammates is going to win. Now, I don't know if it's your play style. I don't know if you need to play your bots differently. I don't know if you're activating your abilities at the right time, or I don't know if you're just unfortunate in getting bad teammates on your team. I mean, there's too many variables to really know. I mean, you might be going up against people that have like a better setup. They might have a better drone than you do. I really don't know. I mean, there's too many variables to be able to answer that question. Indian, this is just recorded gameplay. I can't really read all the comments and play at the same time. So for the Q&A things, I just kind of, you know, record 2 or 3 games and then I loop it for the stream just so you guys have something to look at. What's up, Barbarian? How you doing? Mac, what's up? What's up? Campers, yeah, you know what? Campers drive me crazy. I hate campers. Get out and fight like a man. That's what I say. Epic says, hit the like button, folks. I would definitely appreciate that. That would be very nice of you guys. Crack says, did the stream crash? No, it's still going, my friend. I got it playing in the background on my TV and it's still going. Maybe you crashed. I don't know. What's up, Bell Sprouts? Okay, Bell Sprout says, I'm getting a computer soon and I plan to put an emulator on it. So what you're going to want to download is something called BlueStacks. As long as you're on Android. As far as I know, if you're on iOS, there's nothing that emulates iOS. But you can download BlueStacks or you can download LD Player. And it's going to have the Google Play Store on it. You sign into the Google Play Store just like you do on your phone, and then you download the Android apps, and then it lets you play those Android apps on your PC. So that's pretty much how that works. You can map the keyboard, you can map your mouse keys, you can even use a game controller if you want, which is pretty cool. And yes, it would still be considered mobile because you're actually playing on the Android platform, even though it's on PC. Most of us, not all of us, but most of us YouTubers use the emulator just because it's a lot easier to make videos and stuff from your PC than it is from your phone. If I miss anybody's question, please don't spam it over and over because the chat goes by a little bit fast sometimes. But if you don't get an answer from me in like a few minutes, feel free to ask again. Just please don't spam it. But yeah, I like LD Player and I like BlueStacks a lot. BlueStacks used to be terrible, but the new version of BlueStacks is really, really good. I was crashing a lot on LD Player, so I switched over, and I hardly ever crash on BlueStacks. So I don't know. I've got an Intel processor, so if you're getting a computer with an Intel processor, I'm guessing BlueStacks is probably going to run better. I know one guy that has an AMD and he crashes a lot on BlueStacks, but not on LD Player. So which one works better just may end up being dependent on what computer components you have. You know what I mean? All right, so when you lose the points, yeah, it can be a pain to bring them back. That is for sure. What's up, Robbie? How you doing? Nice to see you today. Nightcrawler, what's going on? But yeah, I mean, if you have a really bad streak, it's easier to lose points, especially if you're playing in the squad. It's easier to lose those cups, clan cups, and league points than it is to gain them, because it seems like when you lose, they take more away than when you win. So I will say this though, some days I have 2-3 days in a row where my team just gets crushed over and over and over again. Then I might have a couple days in a row where our team just runs through and walks all over everybody. So you got your good days and you got your bad days in this game. But I mean, I've had days where seriously I didn't win a game for 2 or 3 days straight, and then next thing you know, we were on a winning streak and won everything. So it's always hit and miss. You never know when you're going to have a good day or a bad day. You never know what matchmaking is going to do with you. Yeah, 500 points is a lot, but eventually you will get it back if you keep playing a lot and you start doing well. Alright, so you're on Intel. Cool, cool. Yeah, I've got one of the 11th generation i7s, and I'll tell you what, I still get the occasional crash on BlueStack, but I mean, it's like once or twice a week maybe I have a crash like that where it just shuts down on me. It's very few and far between. Magic MJ Gaming, what's up, man? How are you doing? Yeah, this is a clip I recorded earlier. I played like 3 games earlier of free-for-all. So on this game, it's like everybody versus everybody. Free-for-all is actually a lot of fun and a really good way to gain a lot of silver. I usually come in first, second, or third on every free-for-all match. I mean, usually end up somewhere between like 6 and 10 million damage per free-for-all, and it's not uncommon to get over 1 million silver from a good free-for-all match if you do well. So I like free-for-all a lot. It's not something that I would like to play every single day, all day long, but I really do enjoy it. Crack, that sounds like some bad luck, buddy. Crack donates and then he crashes, man. That's no good. Yeah, if you guys would like to hit the like button, I would definitely appreciate that. If you're enjoying the stream, please hit that like. Alright, Adrian says, Cinder or Squall, what do you think? Alright, so if you're not lagging, I think, depends on what robot you're using it on too, but like if you're playing Luchador, I think the Squall and the Grom is a crazy good setup if you're not lagging on like a one-on-one match. Now if you're fighting an entire team though, that's when the Cinders are going to come in handy. So either one can be great depending on your playstyle and how you're trying to do it. So if it's one-on-one fights, yeah, the little shotguns are going to be killer. But on team fights, if you can get up close to a group of people, those Cinders will rip people to pieces. So it really depends on what situation you're in, I think. Your max kill streak is 20. That's pretty darn good. Yeah, playing for a year, you got max kill streak of 20. Your max damage is 7.3. Not bad, buddy. Not bad at all. Oh yeah, Mitos is correct. You can get your points back a lot faster if you're good at FFA. If you play for some free-for-all matches, it's easier to win. Half the time, if you notice in free-for-all, you'll go in there with 6 people and like 2 or 3 of them will just quit. So you have a pretty good chance of coming into the high place on that. Not all free-for-alls are like that, but a lot of them are. Oh man, you played 16 hours 2 days ago with Orochi and won one game. Oh my, that's terrible. Some days are like that. Bruce, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that a lot.
Thank you so much for the donation. You are awesome.
All right,
Bruce
so
Matson donated $5 through Super Chat.
all right, so King says suggest any 5 robots for Beacon Rush. In general, for Beacon games, I love my Fenrirs. I love my Kepris. Orochi's a really good beacon runner. The Skyros is a really good beacon runner. Behemoth can be really darn good. Invader is a really good one. Tanky robots are great for holding on to beacons. If you're hard to kill, the enemy's going to have a really hard time taking you down. So you want to have a couple fast bots. Like having one really fast bot to get to the beacon right away is a good idea. So something like a Orochi or a Skyros is a great first robot to drop. Having one damage dealer in your hangar is not a bad idea, because you never know when you might need to go up in the air with like a harpy and just try and clear off a whole bunch of enemies that are giving your teammates a hard time, or when you need to bring out the behemoth with 4 punchers or something and just try to obliterate people who are causing your team a hard time to take the beacon. So I would say one fast robot, maybe like 3 or 4 tanky robots, and maybe one damage dealer would work really, really good. I mean, some guys are running all tanks, which I really don't blame them. I mean, some people will run 5 Kepris, some people will run like 2 Kepris, 2 Fenrirs, and a Revenant. Revenant's another great beacon game because he can teleport onto the beacons really quickly. So Revenant's another really good one. But as of right now, I would say those are some of the best ones. The new Seraph is great. I like Seraph a lot. Sirens and Harpies are really good for your damage dealer. You gotta know when to drop the Siren and Harpies though. You know, normally if you're playing on a squad and your squad's cool with it, you can have one guy drop a Siren and Harpy to help clear off the beacons. If you're playing with random players though, you almost always want to start with something that can grab or hold beacons good. And then once you have control of the beacons, that's when you want to drop like the Harpy or Siren. Because if you're playing with randoms, make sure your team has control of the beacons before you bring in the damage dealers. What's up, Tracy? Mad Cat? How you guys doing? Alright, so Dawn, like I was saying though, it depends on if you're on a one-on-one fight. One-on-one, the Titan shotguns will obliterate people as long as you're not lagging and you can land your shots. But if you're in a team fight, the Cinders are probably always going to be better. So, like I was saying, it's kind of situational. Personally, though, I think I would rather run the Cinder, probably 2 Cinders and 1 something else up top on a Luchador. I've never really been a very good Hawk player. I kind of suck with the Hawk, actually, so it's not really something I've made a lot of videos on, just because every time I try and make a video for the Hawk, I never do well with it. Tracy, is your question hi? I see he says a question, he says hi. Is that your question? I think I just read it, sir. Actually, he wants to know how he can fix being so sexy. Take a baseball bat and hit yourself in the face 5 or 6 times. Maybe that'll fix it. I don't know. That's about the only thing I can think of right now. All right. But I'll tell you right now, one of my favorite Luchador setups is the brand new Pantagruel and Gargantua weapons, and I also like the Dazzler and Lanterns. Those are my current favorite setups on him. I don't like to play him up close. I'm not a big fan of brawling with my Titans. I kind of like to hang back a little bit with my Titans and try and keep them alive a little longer. So William, the problem I have with live streams and trying to get people together to play on the live streams, a lot of those guys are in lower leagues. So if we mixed up a bunch of champion players and some diamond players and some like gold league players and stuff, some people would just be getting obliterated by the higher league players. So that would kind of take a lot of the fun out of it, because generally anytime we've asked to like grab somebody to come in from the stream, usually they end up being on a little bit on the lower leagues, and then they get destroyed in like 2 or 3 minutes. All their bots are dead. So that's one of the reasons I don't really do that type of thing, because a lot of those guys think they can hang, and then they can't when they get into the champion squads, because whatever the person in the highest league is, it doesn't matter if you've got nothing, but if you're in private league and you got a Hangar of Cossacks, if you get into a game with a champion league player, whatever the highest league player in your squad is, that's the league everybody's going to be playing in. So that's very, very hard for the lower league players. What's up, Daniel Hayes? He says Cinders on Nodens is only good for the beacon games. Yeah, I don't really play my Nodens on anything other than beacon games, honestly, so. Missy Scott, hello, hello. So Nightcrawler, you like Domination. I like Domination and I like Beacon Rush. We seem to play a Beacon Rush more. The only problem I have with Domination is you spawn in the back and then you have to walk all the way across the map to get back to the beacon. That drives me crazy. If the bots were all like super fast, like some of my bots aren't really that fast, but they're all like really fast, I wouldn't mind. But that long walk back to the beacon is kind of a pain sometimes. Romoletto says Luchador with lanterns and 2 squalls. That might be an interesting setup. I've never tried that before, but I have a feeling that would do pretty good if you played it right. Only problem is the reload time of the squalls is going to be a little bit weird with the reload time of the lantern. Marcus, hey, how's it going? Nice to see you. Marcus is from Brazil. Alexandra, what's up? Romoletto says Domination will test your skills. Ron, what's up, buddy? He says, what is your favorite robot? Man, that's really hard to answer. I'm a big fan of the Kepri right now. I'm really liking the new Seraph. I love my Fenrir. I love my Invader. There's so many robots that I really like. It's not even funny. Like, it's amazing how many good robots there are and how many fun ones there are to play. Let me log on to the game really quickly. And I'll look through the robots really quickly and tell you like my main go-to robots, because I actually have quite a few of them. How to get a Cryptic Fenrir. I don't know if there's one available at the moment, but keep checking like operation passes. Sometimes you can get stuff like that out of the super chest, or open those chests with keys to get some of the special edition robots. Alright, so some of my favorite bots. I love the Seraph, I love the Kepri, I love the Hades, I love the Typhon. Behemoth is awesome. Harpy, I really like that a lot. Demeter is really cool. Phantom, I really like the Phantom. I kind of like the Skyros if my goal is only beacons. Of course, Fenrir is awesome. Like I said, Invader, Revenant, Scorpion. And I think those are the main ones I'm currently still enjoying playing right now. Orochi's very good, but not one of my favorites. So I would say those are the main bots I would personally go after. They're the best and the most fun to play in my opinion. Now, something like the Phantom is not one of the best robots in the game, but it's a really good time and you can do really well with it. I mean, Scorpion's a great... Scorpion is a great assassin type robot. King Bai, who is better, Adrian, Manny, Predator, or Danny? I don't know, but I'll tell you what, I went up against Predator recently. He is excellent at timing his abilities. Like, he knows exactly when to time the abilities to kick your butt. So, I would say Predator is definitely better than me, just for the fact that he times his abilities better. Adrian, I've never really got to fight one-on-one versus Adrian that much. I've never got to fight Manny, so I don't really know, but I would say Predator is probably a little better than I am just because he's so good at the ability timing. I was like astonished at how he knew exactly when to hit that ability or whatever it was he was using to destroy me. I'm like, man, he's got that down packed. That's one thing I need to work on better is ability timing. What, Mad Cat? Alright, so just for fun, what's going on? He said, should I put quantum sensor or shield breaker for my Hawk? Oh man, there's so many shields out there right now. Probably more than stealth robots. I would probably go with the shield breaker. That way you can just torch people right through the shields. Now, if you're trying to kill Titans, if your goal is to destroy the Miramids, then yeah, you might want to run the quantum sensor. So, what do you see more of? More shields or more stealth bots, right? That should kind of answer your question right there. If you're Miramids hunting, then yeah, definitely run the quantum sensor. On most other situations, I would say you would do better off with the other module there. Epic says, I would like to see a YouTuber FFA event. That would actually be kind of fun. Elijah, what's going on? He says, I'm a newer player. Should I concentrate on upgrading robots first or weapons? So generally, this is the golden rule that's been around for a long time, is always keep your weapons about 2 levels higher than your robots. Now, this is what I used to do, okay? I used to level up my weapons and my robots evenly up to about level 9. Once I hit level 9, that's when I would start moving the weapons up to like level 10, 11, or 12. And then once I got my weapons up to like level 12, then I started getting the bots up to level 12. But most people will say always keep your weapons 2 levels higher. And that's not bad advice. I mean, you need the durability and you need the firepower. Now, if the robot's got some sort of ability as you level up the robots, that's leveling up the robot's built-in weapon or the robot's special skill and stuff like that as well. So you're getting extra damage or extra this or extra that, plus the durability when leveling the robot. So you definitely need the damage and the durability. So keeping them both pretty even is a very good idea, but like I said, general rule, keep the weapons 2 levels higher. Alright, so Barbarian says, do you think that war robots will be better if the game wouldn't players to run multiple bots? Yeah, you know, I think you should have a limit of like 2 of the same bot in your hangar, honestly. For example, like we go up against certain squads, like I think EXO, it was either EX or EXO. Pretty much everybody on their squad had like 5 Kepris in the hangar. And man, those are the hardest bots in the game to kill. And when they would bring out nothing but Kepri after Kepri after Kepri, there's not a lot you can do to beat those guys because, you know, unless you have like a hangar full of 5 maxed out Kepris as well, you're going to have a really hard time. So I do think they should limit the amount of robots you should have in your hangar. What is the best robot in the... Wait, what is the best robot in gold mean? There's some robots that you can buy with gold. I'm not really sure what you mean by that, actually. Maybe somebody was talking about the best robot that you can buy with gold. I know when somebody says, hey, these are the best silver robots, they're talking about the robots that you can buy with silver. So my guess is that was somebody talking about robots that you can currently buy with gold. We got Kron in the house. What's up? What's up? How you doing? Reading back up through the chat a little bit. What's up, Slow Turn? How you doing? All right.
Thank you so much,
Barbarian,
for the donation.
thank you, buddy.
You are awesome.
Barbarian WR donated $5 through Super Chat.
That's really nice of you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thing is, like, most people don't stay in Gold League too long, so I'm not sure anybody would really say best robot for this league or best robot for that league, because when it comes to best robots, the best robots in Champion League are still going to be the best robots in any league. You know what I mean? Now, there's some robots that are easier to get, that you can buy with gold or silver. So, I'm not really sure anybody judges robot quality by the league that you're in, because that constantly changes, you know? I mean, some people might be in Gold League for a month or two. Some people might be in there for a week or two, depending on how much they play and how good they're doing. So, I'm not sure that's what they mean, but it's possible. Nightcrawler says, my bots are Mark 1 level 10. So when I was Mark 1 level 10, the bots were doing okay as long as I had powerful weapons on them. So yeah, if you have level 10 bots with like level 12 weapons, you might be able to start doing okay in Champion. I think you still might struggle a little bit. I mean, the weapons and stuff in Champion are so powerful now. There's so many guys just running maxed out everything. So it's a little harder if you're not maxed. Alright, Drew C says, what's your favorite drone depending on the task / gameplay? Generally, I would run Nebula on everything and be very, very happy. Nebula's got great healing abilities. It gives you some extra damage. It gives you some extra defense points. Or does it give you damage? Hold on a second. Am I having a brain fart here? Hold on. I think I'm having a brain fart. One second. I don't think Nebula does have damage. I don't know. Every once in a while, my brain's like, blah, I don't know what's going on. So let me double check, okay? Okay, yeah, no damage. It gives you a lockdown or suppression type chip. Alright, plus the durability and a shield and lots of healing. It's amazing. It works good on pretty much any robot in the game except for like a Cossack or something. Now, if you want pure damage, I would definitely look at going with a Beak. The Beak has 1 durability chip and 2 damage chips, so the Beak's very, very good. The Beak's ability kind of sucks, but the chips are so good, it's worth running the Beak in my opinion. Armadillo is great if you're running a beacon runner. If you're in a robot that gets a lot of kills or gets a lot of beacons, the Armadillo is amazing. So generally, I would put the Armadillo on your killers and your beacon grabbers. I would put the Nebula on anything else that you want more durability. But if you really need more damage, like if you have a full-blown damage dealer, that's when I would bring in the Beak. Most of the other drones in the game, I don't really care for that much. So that's kind of how I look at the drones. Williams, what do you mean by we need new levels? Levels of what? New leagues, like more leagues? I think they said they were planning on adding another league to the game at some point. Oh yeah, Heimdall's awesome, Williams. I love it. It's one of my favorite Titans to play. Like lately I've been playing some other stuff instead, but I like to switch stuff up a lot. I don't like to play the same thing all the time, but especially since I make videos, people like to see different things in action. But Heimdall is definitely my favorite Titan at the moment, just as far as like fun to play. I like it. I really like it. Oh, Missy Scott, what happened? How much money do I earn from YouTube? Well, this particular channel earns somewhere between $250 and $350 a month, $250 to $350 a month from this channel. My other channel earns a little more than that, but I look at the amount of time that I put into it. I put out videos 7 days a week. I live stream 5 or 6 days a week. I spend a couple hours a day answering comments, a couple hours a day making videos, a couple hours a day grinding on the games. I mean, 7 days a week, I'm putting in 8 to 12 hours a day total between like all the different stuff I do that has to do with the YouTube channels. I probably make about $4 an hour. So unless you've got one of those super giant, huge channels that are getting like hundreds of thousands of views per video, yeah, don't make a huge amount, you know. Like my other channel does a lot better than my War Robots channel. I got one for CSR2 Racing, and I'm trying to start like a science and technology channel as well. But a small channel like this one, I mean, some people would consider this to be a big channel, but it's really not. Look at like Mr. Beast or PewDiePie or Markiplier. Those guys got millions and millions of subscribers. So I still consider my channel a small one, but a small channel like this, you can make a few bucks, which is really nice. But it's hard to make a big living unless you've got like millions of subscribers and millions of views, you know what I mean? What's up, Roy? Drew, how's it going? William says, I'm being modest. Alright, so Drew C says, thanks about the drones. What is your favorite support bot? A full support Hangar, I would be running definitely the Capri's. It's an excellent support. Mender is an excellent support. The Meter's a great little support robot. Nodens is a great support Titan. I would probably run a mix of those robots right there if I was going full support. Roy says, Adrian's pilot will look good on Seraph. Yeah, you know, that's not a bad choice. I put the Trixie Hope pilot on mine, and that works very well, but Adrian would be great on there as well. Max says, is it worth leveling the Trixie pilot? I think if you have a robot that you don't already have a good legendary pilot for, and you're just like, hey, I could use more healing more often. If you run a healing module on it and you don't mind spending more power cells, and you don't already have a good pilot for it, then yes, I think it would be worth leveling. Like I got it on my Seraph, and I think it's a great pilot for the Seraph. It allows me to just throw a pilot on there, get gold skills, and if I need the healing module more often, I've got it. So I think on certain robots, that pilot will work out pretty well. I don't know if it's going to be the best choice for any robot, but on some of them, yeah, I think it would definitely be worth it. No, I don't have a team for my YouTube channel, so I do everything by myself. I get up at like 5 a.m., 4 a.m. every morning, which is crazy. I sit down, I record usually about 2 videos a day, I would say. I mean, sometimes if on the days where I live stream, I normally only have to record 1 video, but you might be surprised that 10 or 15 minute video usually takes about an hour to an hour and a half to record and edit. And then I have to do 2 of those a day sometimes. And since I got like the nerve and muscle problems, I really can't stand to sit in the chair much longer than that. Like in the morning, I can sit down for 2 to 3 hours, and then everything starts, my legs go numb, I can't feel my legs, my back starts to cramp up and spasm. So the rest of the day, I can't really sit in my chair. That's why I don't live stream with the webcam, is I lay down when I stream because I can't sit in my chair for another 2 hours throughout the day. So sometimes I feel like I kind of have to rush the 2 videos out on the days where I have to make 2 because it's a long process. You'd be amazed recording this clip, you know, then throwing it all on the editing software and stuff. So usually I get up about, let's just say I start my video about 5 o'clock, 7 or 8. I'm done with my recording and editing, got it all uploaded. Got to get your thumbnails, your description. You got to make all that stuff. After that, I usually pop in the shower. Then I spend another hour or two answering comments. Then after that, I jump on like the Discord chat room to communicate with Pixonic. Just all kinds of stuff. It's amazing like how time consuming running like 2 or 3 YouTube channels can actually be. But yeah, I wish I had an editor. I wish I could afford to pay an editor, honestly. Editing is the biggest pain in the butt out of it all, but most of those editors are very expensive. They'd probably charge more per video than I make a month. Oh, Missy, you messed up somebody else's live feed? Oh my goodness. Maybe you do have a curse. That is no good. More than likely it wasn't your fault though, you know what I mean? More than likely it wasn't your fault. Oh yeah, Skyros is a real big pain in the butt. Drew, I agree with you like that. When he comes out of the ball, if you can take his shield down, you can beat him up pretty quickly. But when he's in the ball, it is a nightmare to get that guy off of a beacon. Reading back up through the chat a little bit. But yeah, Barbarian, thank you for the donation, buddy. Crack, thank you. I think you guys were the only 2 that donated so far, so thank you. Anybody who's a channel member, thank you. You know, those things are a big help to the channel, so I really appreciate that. I see somebody with a name I can't quite understand. It says something pay. Hello, welcome to the stream. So just for fun, it says I see equal parts Luch and Murrow. Murrow with Aegis Shield is very annoying. I agree with you on that one. Alright, so Chickenator, what's going on? He says, is it still worth using a Loki? Yeah, I mean, if you're good with the Loki, unless you run into people with like anti-stealth stuff, yeah, it'll be pretty darn good, really. I like Loki. I think it's very fun. It's a little outdated and it's not one of the better bots, but I think if that's all you have, it's still very usable. I mean, I would probably look into replacing it with something else, but until you can replace it, yeah, by all means, use that little guy. Have fun with it. Annoy people. He's like the original troll bot, so I think he's pretty good. Definitely something you should replace eventually. Alright, Barbarian says, what you think will be the next meta? A lot of people are saying Seraph is not going to be the next meta, but I totally disagree with that. My guess is those people haven't got their hands on one, or they don't have it upgraded enough, or just haven't played it yet. Or maybe they were going by what it was like on the test server. But my god, the Seraph is just it's crazy. By itself, it's not too bad. But the thing is, you're gonna see these teams that coordinate the Seraphs. You'll have probably like 2 or 3 of them go up in the air, and when those land, 2 more are gonna go up, and they're just gonna obliterate everything when there's multiple Seraphs in the air. It's gonna be very dangerous. Very scary, especially if they're all running like the bendy weapons and punchers or even the new weapons. It's going to be a bloodbath out there when people are running multiple Seraphs and coordinating when they go up in the air. I'm scared to see what's going to happen when that point comes. Right now, there's not a lot of those out there on the battlefield, but I think when there are, it's going to be a very different ball game out there. Favorite Typhon weapons aside from the Tyrans? Well, it used to be punchers, but I noticed the punchers aren't performing that well lately. The acid sprayer weapons can be pretty good if you don't mind more close range weapons. the brand new hazards are actually very, very good on the Typhon. I've been playing with that today. I've got quite a few games in with those, and they're doing really good. I like them a lot. Sonic weapons can be ridiculously good. Not pulsars. What's that weapon that overheats? It's an energy machine gun that overheats. All of a sudden, I'm drawing a blank on the name of it. Nucleons, right? Nucleons, or the medium version of whatever nucleons are. That can be really cool on there if you like those weapons. They're pretty strong. Yeah, atomizers, they can be pretty cool. They're not really one of the best, but if you've got some old atomizers around, you might want to try them. Now, I wouldn't upgrade those just to put them on there, but it's something, if you've already got them, try it. You might really like it. But I think there's better ones out there. What else? I'm trying to think what else is really good on there. Oh yeah, the new shotguns, the not cudgels, but the mace. Man, the mace on there is really good. That's a scary build. Typhon with the bendy bullets, like Ramalito said, the bendy bullets on Typhon for like team deathmatch is a very, very good setup. It's not my favorite setup on there, but I'll tell you what, it does great if that's your type of gameplay. If you want to hang out in the back and just do damage from around the corners, that's a brutal setup. What's up, Vengeance is Mine? How are you? He says Havocs. Yeah, Havocs are crazy on there. Personally, I don't run the Sonic weapons that often because my game tends to lag a lot, and the lag makes me miss a lot of shots. Now, if I'm running Sonics and I'm not missing the shots, my God, do they blow things to pieces in like next to no time at all. So if you don't have a lot of lag, those are amazing weapons. I mean, anything with a 200-meter range is a little bit hard to use because you have to get crazy close. Now, when I run Typhon, some of you guys will probably say this is crazy, but I like to run 3 fortifiers on him. Because he really relies on that shield to keep him alive, and without the fortifiers, that shield goes down pretty quickly. And nobody can get inside of your shield. So as long as that shield's up, your robot is very, very strong. Unless somebody's running a shield breaker pilot, and that kind of messes you up, unfortunately. So that's kind of like Typhon's big weakness is the shield breaker pilot. The shield breaker pilot is your worst nightmare. As long as somebody's not running shield breaker, though, a Typhon with 3 fortifiers is amazing, or you could try 2 fortifiers and 1 nuclear amplifier. But I tried to run, without the fortifiers on there, and I'm telling you, they just take the shield down so fast and it dies quick at that point. Williams, did you find the Science and Tech channel? That's a lot of fun. You've got hundreds of inventions and ideas. Nice. I just try and find like little articles and stuff that I think people would be interested in. Like if I read about something and do some research on something that I find interesting, I'm like, this would be fun to share with people. I just try and make little quick 2 and 3 minute videos because people have really short attention spans, and I realized lately people are enjoying short videos. So something that's like 2 to 3 minutes long, I think eventually when that channel kicks off, gets a little bigger, I think people will start enjoying those short videos. I mean, me, myself, I don't want to have to sit there and watch something for 15, 20 minutes. I would much rather watch a 3-minute to 5-minute video over something that's really long. Now, like, I don't mind watching, like, going to somebody's live stream and hanging out for an hour or 2. I don't mind watching, like, some longer gaming videos, like if the games are, like, 10 minutes long, but I don't want to sit there and just listen to somebody drone on about some sort of science thing for 15, 20 minutes when they could have really just gave me the short and sweet version in a couple of minutes. So that's kind of why I decided to make that channel. Some people just go on and on and on and on and on when it's like, man, you could have said that thing in like 3 words. Now, me, myself, I have a hard time with shortening things up. I like to go into a lot of details about stuff, so sometimes I think I talk a little bit too much about something. Oh, nice. Kron's building Typhon with mace. Sweet. So Vengeance says 1 repair amp and 2 fortifiers. That's an interesting thing. I don't think I've ever tried that one. But yeah, that might work really good, bud. Ah, Chickenator says Island Ions are still devastating. You know what? Ions are really cool weapons. I don't really use them. I haven't used them in a long time. I think I have a set of those maxed out maybe. And I did put them on probably a couple months ago for a couple of games, and it was really fun. Those are cool old weapons. I don't know if I'd really recommend them. Just say I don't think I would really build them as like this is some of the better weapons to get or anything, but if you've got some, they're really cool to throw on there every once in a while. I can't remember them doing huge amounts of damage though. I think the last time I played them, I had them on the what did I have them on? I think it was the Fafnir, if I remember correctly, and they did really good on the Fafnir. Hey, Desert, how you doing? Thank you. I'm glad you found the channel, and hopefully you enjoy the videos and all that good stuff. Oh yeah, guys, just to remind you all, I do have that hazard giveaway. We're giving away 200 hazards, and I have another small little 5 giveaway going as well, where the winners will be picked in a couple of days. The hazard giveaway goes till the end of the month, so you probably got about another, what, I don't know, 10 days or something to get entered into that. So don't forget to get entered in my giveaways. It's amazing how many people don't watch the little 5-minute video or 3-minute video to get the instructions, because the amount of people who are entering the giveaways wrong is unbelievable. For example, the hazard one, I said you have to fill out this Google form, right? People are leaving comments with all their information, and we're not picking the winners off of the comments. We're picking the winners off the Google form for the 200 giveaways, because the way that form works, we can pick all the winners in a few minutes instead of several hours. The form makes life so much easier for picking large amounts of winners. We can just randomize the form and then randomly grab some of the IDs off of it, compared to when I use that random comment picker. It picks one ID, then it picks one ID, then it picks one ID. I gotta sit there and roll it over and over and over and over, and it'll take several hours to get all the winners. So that Google Sheet, it puts everybody's IDs on the sheet. You can just randomize it, and bam, you just grab like the random IDs. It's so much better. Plus, we can't see your names on that sheet either. We have no idea who that ID belongs to. We're just grabbing an ID off of the sheet, you know what I mean? Nobody knows who the heck it is. I don't know who Y743BTY64U2 is, you know what I mean? That could be my best friend or somebody I can't stand. I have no idea, but it's good for picking the random winners. What's up, Titan? How you doing? Vlad, how's it going? So Chickenator says, I've been running the maxed ions for years. Yeah, they're kind of cool. William says, I use my Skyros to push teammates through the field faster. You know, that's not a bad idea. I do the same thing sometimes. Like, if I start with my Skyros, I try and push one of my teammates to the beacon with me. Like, if I know somebody's going to center, I'll try and run right into that teammate and just push them into the center beacon so we both get there. Sometimes the teammate falls off and I just blow by them, but if I'm lucky enough to keep them on the ball for the entire ride, I can get them to center in a few seconds, which is really cool. All right, Elijah, yeah. You can get some really good gold deals. Gold is used for so many things. Gold is like one of the most needed resources in this game. So wait till you see really amazing gold deals. Now, if you don't spend very much money, I noticed the gold deals will be very good. I'm constantly getting deals that are like 40,000 gold for 10 bucks. Or like 30,000 gold for 7 or 8 bucks. Those deals on gold are amazing. Now, I believe the more stuff you buy, unfortunately, they stop giving you the cheap deals. But if you don't buy much or you don't buy stuff often, they keep giving you cheap deals, I've noticed. So, but yeah, sometimes buying keys and stuff is good too, because if you open keys and you get a bunch of junk, even if you don't like it, you can sell those things for silver. But there's a lot of really nice stuff in the event chest right now, the ones you open with the actual keys. So for a newer player, if you buy one of those key packages, you get, let's just say you buy like 15,000 keys or 30,000 keys for like $10 or $15, you might get a bunch of nice weapons, a bunch of nice robots, a bunch of nice modules out of there. So I would say focus on buying gold and possibly the keys. I think if you're a newer player, buying those key packages would probably give you a big advantage. I mean, if you look at what's in there right now, it's actually amazing. I mean, there's some really good robots. There's some really good weapons in there. Like, what's inside the key boxes at the moment is probably the best I've ever seen it. Missy Scott, you don't like the meatball? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Missy Scott. I'll tell you what, it's not for everybody. The meatball is very fun. It's great for grabbing beacons, but it's not going to fit everybody's playing style. I would say the majority of people don't actually like it, but it can be a big help to your team. But yeah, some of the deals in the shop are phenomenal, and some of them are so overpriced, it's not even funny. So I would wait till you see the really, really, really good deals before you buy anything. You know, now if you got all the money you can spend, if you're just like money's no object, yeah, buy all kinds of stuff. But if you're on a tight budget, make sure you're waiting for the super good deals to come by. Atster 10, what's going on? How you doing? No, people can't understand basic instructions because I think a lot of people don't even watch the video. They just show up, instantly leave a comment, and they leave within like 30 seconds. So they never even follow the instructions. But I started trying to make the giveaway videos short just because I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to make these videos really nice and short. I'm just going to explain everything, try and make it like 2, 3, 4 minutes long at the most. And nobody stays around. To the majority of the people that aren't here for my videos, they only want to enter in the contest and run. Well, they don't actually get entered because they don't do it right. So, you know, they're wasting their time by not watching the 3-minute video that would have explained, hey, this is how you do it. So every YouTuber that has giveaways is going to have different instructions. So you really got to watch the video. And I mean, every giveaway could have a different set of instructions on how to enter. So you got to watch the video to find out how that YouTuber is picking the winners, because if you don't put the stuff in the right place, then hey, you're not going to get picked no matter what you do. You know what I mean? Yeah, Chickenator, the sheets are actually pretty nice. On the small 5 giveaways, I don't really see myself using a sheet, but it's really easy to randomly pick the 5 winners on the small giveaways. But on those 200 giveaways, man, I'm definitely using the sheets from now on. Alright, so what advantage does the emulator offer you over that of Steam or My Games? Well, nothing really, except for there's more players on Android than Steam or My Games. Steam and My Games normally seem to take longer to get the newest updates. And it's, I don't know, I mean, I started on Android, alright? The only reason I use the emulator is for my YouTube videos. Like if it wasn't for the fact that I make YouTube videos, I probably wouldn't be on the emulator constantly. Well, now my thumbs are messed up though. I got really bad tendon issues on my thumbs, so it's really hard for me to play this game on my phone now. So I guess that's the main two reasons I play on the emulator, because the phone kills my thumbs. I actually get trigger finger to the point where my thumbs lock up and I can't unbend them. So if I play too many games on my phone, unfortunately that's what happens. But I definitely would be... I used to only play on my phone unless I was making videos until the thumb problem happened, and now I play on the emulator mostly because of my thumbs. But honestly, what I really wish they would do someday is make so you can log on to the game on any platform. Like if they would make a Pixonics username and password to where I could just sign on with my password and it would pull my account up on Steam or my games. Heck, I would be playing on Steam all the time or something, you know what I mean? Because that's actually designed to be on the computer. But that's kind of like how I would do it. So hopefully one day they do that. Eventually they're going to work on merging all the servers together completely where, you know, like right now we can get into games with iOS, Android, Steam, My Games players, but we can't be in the same clan together. We can't invite people from other platforms to play games with us. So we're partially merged, but not fully. So I'm kind of hoping after we have a full merge, maybe someday something like that will happen, and then we'll be able to play our accounts on any platform. Now, I don't know if they're working on that. I don't know if they plan on working that. That's just something I would like to see. What do I think is better, Hammer or Smuta? Alright, Spice Raider, what's up, buddy? I would say that really depends if you're playing brawling or if you're trying to play a long-range damage dealer. I mean, if you want to brawl, definitely the shotguns. If you want to hang out in the back and do damage from far away, definitely the Smutas. So that really depends on what you're trying to do. I think the shotguns are great from 100 meters or closer. And then the Smutas are great from pretty much like 200 meters or further type of deal. So that's all on your playing style. I'd be happy as heck with either one as long as they were on the correct robot. You know what I mean? Sammy O, how you doing? Oh, Missy Scott's got a name for the Seraph. Alright, she wants me to guess. Let's see. The glowworm. How about that? The glowworm? I don't know. You tell me, Missy Scott. William says, if you ever do look at my channel, I apologize for my messed up mug. Ah, man, you should never apologize for certain things, you know what I mean? If you don't like the way you look, I guess that's what you're saying. Don't apologize for that. It's not your fault that you don't like the way you look, I guess. I don't know what to say to that, really. New Tiefers next month. Cool, cool. The boss, what's up, buddy? Ah, so you do mostly shorts. That's cool, actually. Yeah, that's a nice name, actually. Williams Ideas, if you're doing stuff like that, I think that's a cool name for your channel. Not a bad name at all. Alright, Elijah, should I concentrate on upgrading one robot and one weapon at a time, or evenly upgrade all robots together? Okay, what I would say is kind of evenly upgrade them till they all hit around level 9. At level 9, start focusing on one. Alright? At level 9, pick your favorite robot that you're doing the best with, and then start leveling that robot and its weapons up until level 12. And then maybe pick the next one and do it till level 12. Then pick the next one and do it till level 12. Then after you get level 12 everything, start just focusing on getting the weapons up to like Mark II level 6 or something like that. And then after you get Mark II level 6 on the weapons, then maybe get all your robots to Mark II level 6. That's how I would personally do it myself. So level everything evenly till around level 9 or 10. Level 10 is when the upgrades really start to get expensive. That's why most people will stop around 8 or 9. But level 9 is usually a really good place to go, in my opinion. Level 10, 11, and 12, the upgrades are kind of ridiculously high. So that's exactly how I would do it. Alright, Mr. Stinky Cheese. He says, self-unit fix is so bad. You know what? They're going to buff it. I hope it makes it better because personally I wouldn't run that myself. Like, I've tried it and it's nice. Like, if you're on a Minos, right? If you have a Minos and you run in, you do some damage, you run away, you get out, and you get back behind cover and you're hiding. Well, the self-fix unit's great to heal you when you're not in an actual battle. But when you're taking fire, constantly taking fire over and over and over, and you're face to face in the battle, those self-fix units aren't really going to do you much good. You're way better off with the armor in most situations. So hopefully when they buff those, it'll make a big deal and make them way better. Ricardo, hello, how are you doing? Alright, so William said he's got a clan that needs more players. Are you an Android clan, iOS clan? People need to know. The One Ring, what's up? He runs 2 anti-controls. I tell you what, I love the anti-controls. The anti-controls, the onslaughts, and the grand balance reactors. Right now, I think those are the top-notch Titan modules. I think I would rather run an onslaught over the cannibals just because the onslaught gives you really good damage to robots and to Titan. But so far what I think I've found is the best setup is 2 anti-control modules for your Titan, 1 grand balance, and 1 onslaught. That seems to be really, really good. That's one of my favorite setups for most robots right now. Vengeance, yeah, I pre-recorded this because there's no way I can concentrate on all the questions and play at the same time. Unless I had someone to read the comments off to me, because if you take your eye off the game, you're going to get blowed up really fast. So it's pretty much impossible to do a Q&A while playing. Unless you want to make everyone wait like 10 minutes to get to their answers. Andrew says, self-fix is better than 20% durability if your Titan lasts more than 1 minute. Well, it really depends. If you get on a team fight where there's several people shooting at you or you're one-on-one with another Titan, that self-fix isn't going to heal you fast enough to really make you survive longer. So it depends on the situation. I mean, like I was saying a minute ago, if you can get behind cover and give yourself time to heal up, that's where the self-fix comes in. But when you're in a one-on-one fight or a team fight, those other Titan modules are going to allow you to survive a lot longer so you can stay in that fight. So overall, I would say they are better most of the time. Yeah, I recorded 3 games. That's all I had time to record this morning, so I was like, man, I was doing all my junk. Time was flying by. I'm like, dang, it's already like almost 11 o'clock. No, I was like, it's 10 o'clock. I got to stream in about 2 hours. So I was like, I got to get on there and record a couple of games real fast so they have something to look at. It was either that or like just put one of my old live streams on the screen, which I was like, hey, I'd rather get some fresh battles. Missy Scott, let me look again. Oh, Tinkerbell. Oh my god. That's funny. I kind of like that actually. Alright, so Missy Scott says that Sarah should be named Tinkerbell. I don't think I'm going to call it that, but I think that's a pretty good name actually. Thanks, Vengeance. It's kind of nice being able to just like hang out and chat and not have to worry about the gameplay. Like on my other channel for the race car game, it's one of those deals where I don't have to focus that much on what I'm doing on the game, and I can just like, I feel more like I'm just hanging out with people on that channel, to where this one it's like I'm playing the game, and man, it's not easy to do that. And like just like freely hang out and keep track of the chat, you know what I mean? That's the one thing I wish I could do, is somehow play and see everybody's comments in real time together, but it's pretty much impossible. Ah, Williams, you can sell them actually. As long as that robot's in the store, check this out. If you go into the store and you find that robot in the store, and you can click on where the paint jobs are, and if you have a paint job for a robot that's in the store, you can sell it. Now, if the robot's not in the store, then unfortunately, no, you won't be able to sell it. But any robot that you can go to in the store, you can sell the paint jobs. And I should make a video on that one day, because a lot of people don't know that. I didn't know that for a really long time. Somebody told me that one day, and I was like, no way, really? And I went in there, I'm like, man, I got like 15 paint jobs for this robot that I don't even have, and I sold them all. I mean, I kept like 2. Even if I don't have the robot, I'm still going to keep 1 or 2 paint jobs for it. But I noticed like some robots I seriously have 15, 20 paint jobs for it. It's crazy. Ricardo, I'm pretty sure they asked me a couple weeks ago if I wanted to be on that stream, and I said yes. So as long as they contact me and said, hey, this is the time, and you know, be here at this time, then yeah, I'll play on it, as long as I'm not asleep or something. I actually don't know what time it is, but I'm probably going to be on that stream. I think should be a lot of fun, actually. All right, so Missy Scott's got the Tinkerbell, the cheeseburger, and the meatball. All right, so Cha Yang says, what would you recommend for a scavenger Heimdall? All right, so the 2 weapons I'm really liking on the Heimdall are the Lantern or Dazzler, and I can't remember which one's heavy and which one's light, but the blindy weapons like Lantern and Dazzler, and the new vampire weapons like the Gargantua and the Pantagruel, I love both sets of those. I would probably say that right now the Lantern Dazzler is the better one, but those are getting nerfed very soon, so I'm not really sure how they're going to feel once they get nerfed. Until the nerf actually ends up on the live server, it's hard to judge how much that's going to affect the robot. Sometimes they said, hey, we're going to nerf this and we're going to do this to it, and it sounded like it was just going to ruin the robot, but it didn't. There's other times where you're just like, oh, that's not going to be too bad, and then you're just like, oh man, what they did to this kind of sucks. So until it goes live, I won't know how hard that's hitting those things. Vengeance, it's going to be on, I think it's going to be on the War Robots official YouTube channel. I'm still not sure what time it's going to be. I bet they already have it scheduled. Let me go see if I can find the War Robots official YouTube channel and see if they have that stream scheduled on there yet. So I actually asked this morning, I said, hey, if you guys still want me to be on that stream, I said, let me know what time and where do I just show up for the voice chat, you know? Let's see. War Robots official. I typed in War Robits. Let's see if they have the stream scheduled or not. Ah, yes they do. It looks like that is going to be July 22nd at 10 a.m. So 3 days from now, now 10 a.m. is my time, okay? I don't know what time that is for you. There's actually people in the live chat talking. Alright, so yeah. 10 a.m. Eastern time. So if you're in the Eastern time zone, it'll be 10 a.m. for you. If you're not in the Eastern time zone, you can look up what time that is and figure out the difference. Or you can just go to the official Robots channel and it should tell you what time it is on your time. Alright, Elijah says, pilots and drones are very expensive to get and upgrade. Are they necessary and how do I get the new pilots? Yes, unfortunately they are very necessary. Now, the pilots, having a specific pilot is less necessary than a good drone. Because I'm going to tell you like this, there are a few like legendary pilots that are must-haves, but most of the robots, if I had to, I could just throw a regular pilot on it, you know, get it up to the purple skills, and be okay. Now, it's always better if you can get the legendary pilot that's made for it. I mean, some of the legendary pilots kind of suck, right? Most of them are pretty good, but a few of them kind of suck. For example, like Typhon's got several different legendary pilots that give him a specific ability. There's only one of those that I actually like. Like, I don't like most of the Typhon pilots, you know? So not every single legendary pilot is good, but pilots are very expensive. But if you were just to buy a basic pilot, get it up to like level 50 or something like that, pick the best 5 skills and get them up to the purple, it would probably be good enough until you could get better stuff. Now, when it comes to drones, yeah, drones are very, very important. I recommend people trying to get the nebulas to start off with. I think you can put 5 nebulas in there and you would be able to run any bot with a nebula and do well. But as far as microchips, it took me about a year to get enough gold chips. What I would do is every day I would go into the store and I would buy a couple chips. I would go into the store and buy a couple chips, go into the store and buy a couple chips. I would always use the refresh thing for free, and I always bought the blue chips. Eventually I got enough blue chips to where I was able to make all my chips purple. Eventually I was able to combine a bunch of purple ones in the gold, but yeah, it was somewhere between like a 1 and 2 year period to really have my chips ready to rock and roll, because I can't really afford to spend a whole lot of money on the game. Like, I don't make a whole lot of money, so I can't afford to buy a lot of things. So it took a really long time. Now, some people can just go in there and spend a lot of money on stuff and get things really fast. But one thing that really helped me out is they were selling these drone packages with gold chips for like $5. I can't remember what drone it was, but there was a certain drone they kept selling for $5 with gold chips. And I bought that like 3 or 4 times, and man, that was amazing, you know? For like 20 bucks, I got so many of those on repair unit defense chips. Man, those were great. I filled up my nebulas with those chips, so yeah, I'll tell you what. Drones are super important. Pilots are super important. Now, which one is more important? That is a very hard question to answer. I think I would almost rather, depending on which drone I was using, if I needed a healing drone to make my robot more durable, I think I would rather run without the pilot. Now, if I had a damaged drone on there, I think I would rather skip the drone and have the pilot. So it depends on which robot I'm running. On my tanky robots or any robot that really needs the extra durability, I would say the drone is probably more important than your pilot. Because there's been times where I accidentally forgot to put a pilot on, or I had the wrong pilot on my robot, and I didn't even barely notice the difference. But I will tell you this. I mean, there's certain pilot skills like Armor Expert that give your robot more durability. I mean, some pilots will give if your robot has shields, it'll make your shields way more durable. There's probably like 4 or 5 pilot skills that are super important to have on your robots. But yes, unfortunately, it is very expensive and hard to get some of that stuff. You know, Missy Scott, I'm amazed they've never made a special edition Nodens. Arthur and Kid, you know, I'm not really surprised they're not making those. Most people don't want Arthur or Kid these days. William says, I think I've covered almost every topic on my channel. There's got to be something on there you haven't. Have you done videos about Nikola Tesla at all? I'll tell you what, man, Nikola Tesla had some cool inventions. I'm actually planning on doing a short video on Tesla pretty soon. I love Tesla, man. I think he was one of the greatest inventors of all time. They actually say, like, our cell phone technology, our wireless technology, Tesla invented that stuff. I mean, I don't know how somebody could have invented that stuff that long ago, but he had it all written out on paper. And even our electricity system, like, he's the one who actually invented our system. Somehow Thomas Edison got credit for it. Thomas Edison invented a different electricity system. Like, Tesla and Edison were battling on whose electricity system was going to get picked, and they picked Tesla's. But somehow, Edison still seems to be the one who gets credit for all the electricity ideas. I mean, basically, all those bigger inventors screwed Tesla over because Tesla wanted to do free electricity for everybody. He wanted to give people as much free stuff as possible. So those other inventors that were out to get all the money pretty much decided to shut him down and discredit him and say he's a crack job, and just they made him look really, really bad, and people didn't take him seriously. But he was like the greatest inventor of all time. Pretty terrible. Oh man, I don't think I would want to wear glasses where my boss could watch me through the glasses. Everybody would be terrified to go to work. If I went to a job and they required me to wear glasses where they could like watch what I was doing through a camera, I would find a different job. That's a little bit over the top. I mean, cool idea, but I really don't think anybody would work there. It's bad enough when you drive a truck for a living or something and you find out they got GPS trackers in your truck so they can keep an eye on you. But something like that, no. Imagine if you took like one second, you're like doing your work and you're just like, oh, I need like a 3-minute break, and you stop working for a second, then all of a sudden the boss is like, hey, you better get to doing something. So yeah, I don't think I would, hey, what's up, Dimebag? I don't think I would work at a place that wanted me to wear those glasses. Ghost Gaming, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Nikola. Yeah, I probably say his name wrong. I say Nick. What did I call him? Nokila? I probably Nikola Tesla. Yeah, I said it wrong, didn't I? I'm kind of bad at pronouncing things, I guess. Williams, I think Luchador is a little bit too powerful myself. I mean, what they're doing to him is just a very small rebalance. I think he's still going to be very good after the changes, so I'm not worried about them ruining the bot. I mean, we'll see when it goes live. Like I said, it's a little hard to tell until you actually play it, but I don't think it's going to really hurt him very much. Oh yeah, Grady White. Excited about a Nodens buff. Me too, buddy. I kind of wish it was more than 7%. 7% seems a little small, but you know what? It might do more than we think it's going to do. But anything that's going to help Nodens out, I'm all about it, because I think Nodens is an awesome deal. It's good to have that guy on your team, and he is a little too squishy right now. But I think Luchador could probably use the nerf a little bit. They're getting a little bit out of control. Honestly, what I wish they would do to Luchador is make so it can't jump so far. I hate the fact that it can jump halfway across the map. And it's like, if it's got cinders on it, you think you're like getting away from it. You're just like, yes, I'm out of the range of the cinders. And then the damn thing jumps all the way across the map and you're right back in the cinders range and then you die. So honestly, if I were going to nerf the Luchador, I don't think I would change much besides the fact that it wouldn't jump very far if I were to make the changes. Where do you find all the info of buffs and nerfs? Well, I think they posted on their Facebook page. I think they posted on their Reddit. I think they posted on their Discord server. They probably make a video about that on their official YouTube channel. And all the YouTubers, like most of us bigger YouTubers like me and Adrian and Manny and Predator, we usually make videos about that stuff too when we find out about it to let you guys know. So any of those social medias or our YouTube channel should have that information on there. Like for example, I tried to make a nice, really short, informative video about all the nerfs and buffs where I pretty much just read off what's getting changed. I try not to go into too much more details, but you might want to look that up if you're trying to figure out what all is being changed, because there's quite a few changes. There's some new weapons on this week's test server. There were some new Titan weapons, which I didn't really have a chance to get on the test server and try them out. I really wanted to. I mean, there's a new Titan come out, new Titan weapons, all kinds of crazy stuff going on. Yeah, Ghost, a lot of times if people aren't really using stuff, they'll buff it. A lot of the older stuff, once they're like, nobody's using this, we need to buff it, because they're kind of hoping to get more variety out there on the battlefield. So maybe if they buff certain things, people will start using it again. But their thing is, if nobody's using it, it must not be very good, so we should change it. And they also look at it that if everybody's using it, it must be too good, so let's change it. So just like right now, there are kept frees everywhere. Everybody's got a kept free. Some people are running 5 of those things. They're becoming a problem on the battlefield. We're just overrun with kept frees. That's going to get nerfed very soon, I would think. I don't know if it's going to be a month or 2 months or 3 months, but I'm pretty sure the next bot that's going to get nerfed will be kept free, just because there's so many of them out there. We're overrun with kept frees. So if you use it too much, it gets nerfed. If you don't use it enough, it gets buffed sometimes. That's kind of how they kind of look at that stuff. Mongoose, what's going on? They should buff the shoot's health by 200%. You know what? They just buffed a couple of... I don't remember if it was Golem shoots or Boa, but they buffed one of them recently. I don't know why. You can't even get the thing in the game anymore, but one of those 3 robots recently got buffed. I don't remember what they did to it. I just remember reading this and going, why did they buff that? That's not even available in the game, but what can you do, I guess? Alright, so Ghost Gaming says, I feel like Luchador is great where it is. Just WR made it so almost everyone has it in the game. Yeah, you know, lots of people have it. They are all over the place. But that's one of the reasons it's getting nerfed and the mirror image is getting nerfed, is because they're currently everywhere. Vengeance, I hear you, buddy. Personally, I don't like the way they nerf things a lot. Like, I wish they would leave certain things alone. I think when they do nerf stuff, it should be a very small balance change. When something's way too overpowered, I get it. Change it a little bit. As long as they don't run it into the ground, I'm happy. For example, I think the Kefri could use a small nerf. I think they should make so when it's attached to somebody, or when somebody, another Kefri attaches to you, or you attach to somebody else, I don't think those people should be able to move quite that fast. So the speed you get from the attachments, I think they should slow that down a little bit. Because, man, trying to hit a Kefri that's got 1 or 2 or 3 other Kefris attached is almost impossible. You can't hit them. So they should limit how fast these things can go. And besides that, I don't think they should touch it. If they would make it so the speed bonuses would be less, that would be perfect. Everything else on Kefri is great as it is. That's really all they need to do to it, is slow it down when it's linked or someone's linked to it. Make the link slower, right? It would be the perfect robot. I mean, it's hard to kill. Some people don't like it being hard to kill. Like, I enjoy playing against tanks. Now, what I don't enjoy playing against is a tank that's so freaking fast that 90% of my bullets miss it, because it's like, vroom, vroom, vroom. It's like trying to fight an Indy car. But yeah, I don't think they should nerf robots and weapons very much. Like what they did to the Fafnir and what they did to the Hell Scotty and whatever weapons, they pretty much destroyed those. I mean, Fafnir is still playable, but it's not fun to play anymore. I get it, they should have slowed him down, but they made him so slow to the point where it just took all the joy out of playing him. I mean, I think he was too damn fast, but they shouldn't have slowed him down to where he's just like a creepy crawly and moves like a turtle. They need to give him a little bit of his flight speed back and he would be fun again. I don't think they should make him as fast as he was, but yeah. And I don't really understand why they changed the Hell Scotty and I forget what the third one was called, but I don't know why they even changed those. They weren't that powerful. The only thing that those really needed was maybe the ability not freezing you as quickly. But I don't know. I don't get why they run certain things into the ground. Some things they do a really small balance on, like Orochi. They did a rebalance on Orochi, and Orochi's still really good after the rebalance. I mean, that didn't really hurt him that much, you know? That was like, okay, Orochi was overpowering the battlefield. They were everywhere. They were too much. They rebalanced it to where not everybody wants to run it anymore, but it's still very, very usable. To where like the Fafnir and those other weapons I was talking about are barely usable at this point. So I don't know. I mean, they bring something out that's a little bit too overpowered, and if they simply rebalance it to where it's actually balanced, I'm good with that. But if they drive it into the ground, don't like it. You know what I mean? Williams Orochi is still really awesome if you know how to time the abilities. It can be a really great beacon runner, and it can be a really good assassin. Like some players, look, I mean, some players are so good with Orochi, it's not even funny. So I think it's still an excellent robot, but it's a skill bot. It's very hard to play correctly. I'm not very good with it, but I know people who will just tear you to pieces because they time the abilities perfectly. Do I have a Reaver Bolt? I don't think so. Personally, I wouldn't do anything with that robot. That's kind of like a beginner robot. If you're down there in like a private league or maybe silver league, you might have a little bit of fun with that bolt, but you're going to outgrow that little guy. I wouldn't really suggest upgrading the bolt. It's a cool little robot and all, but yeah, I don't know if you've ever tried to play one before, but it just dies so fast if you're up there in the higher leagues. Banish has the egg. He says, I use Orochi, 2 Banes for Diamond 3. That's a very good setup. Banes are super nice. Oh, nice, Andrew. Got 40 million selling the paint job. Sweet. Dark Flame. Hey, hey. Yeah, Orochi's really good for beacons. Like, one thing is, normally if we have a couple Kefris drop in, we see an Orochi, and we know that Orochi is going to go to the center beacon, we'll all attach to that Orochi, and that Orochi will be in center in a couple of seconds. It'll get there before anybody else can. So if you see a Skyros or you see an Orochi at the beginning of the game, if you're a Kefri, attached to it. Try to let those guys get to their beacon as quickly as possible. Missy Scott says, have you heard anything about the Summer Wells case? No, I have not. Okay, so Michael says, how do you sell the paint jobs for the bots you don't have? Alright, just go into the store. Alright, hit change robot, click on the little store tab, go to the robot in the store, and click on the thing where you would normally see your paint jobs, and once you get in there, it'll pull up all the paint jobs for that robot, and then you can sell them from there. So as long as that robot's in the store, you can sell those paint jobs. Thank you, William. You know, one thing that's really disappointing is if you look at like motherships, I think it's like the turrets. If you look at what you would sell the turrets for, man, they hardly give you anything for those. There's some things that are barely worth selling because they give you so little for it. Yeah, Banish would be much better with the hammer and cudgel. That would be an excellent setup on the Revenant. I mean, yeah, the Smooch and Kermola is okay, but that's not really the type of weapons I would put on the Revenant. Now, it'll definitely work until you get something better. But Revenant's really good at brawling up close in your face. But it might be fun. You know, one day I'm going to do a video where I take all of my tanks and just play them with long-range weapons. Stuff like that is very fun every once in a while. And the cool thing, though, about playing a Revenant with the long-range weapons is you can hang out on the back, you can do that damage, and since you're far away, people are going to have a really hard time taking you down if they can't get close to you. So there are some advantages to playing a tank with weapons like that. I mean, I've done it before and went into a team deathmatch, and nobody could really kill my robots unless they were able to get close to me and had brawling weapons. So it's kind of a cool deal, actually, to do something like that. It's not really your best bet, but it works in some situations. Alright, so Pilla says, do you know when Cryptic Fenrir is going to be for sale again, and how do we get it? Yes, it will be for sale again, or it might be something you can pull out of a crate. I don't know when they're going to offer it again, and I'm not sure how it's going to be offered, but trust me, they will have Cryptic Fenrir again at some point. You might have to win it out of a key crate. You might have to get it out of the operations. I really don't know. It might even be up in the daily deals one day for like $5. It's hard to say how they're going to offer it, but I'm pretty sure we will see it again at some point. Alright, Elijah says, is Ares a good robot? Well, it used to be one of the best, but as of right now, it dies so easily. Once you get up into Champion League, the people's weapons hit so hard, they will pretty much obliterate Ares in a couple of seconds. And Ares is really good when he's behind a shield, but there's so many people running shield breaker pilots in Champion League nowadays, the Ares almost doesn't stand a chance. It's a very cool robot. It's very fun to play. It's got a very powerful ability, but it just dies so easily. It's hard to make him stay alive for very long. So personally, I would say at the moment, not really. It's a good robot, but yeah, it's probably going to die so fast. You're just going to get really frustrated trying to play it, I would say. How to get a nuclear amplifier? So our Dark Flame, currently I think if you open one of those 1,000 key chests, you can grab some nuclear amplifiers out of there. I don't think you can buy them in the store yet, can you? Let me go look. Let me see if those are available in the store yet. I know they just added some new stuff into the store, but I can't remember what. But I know you can get them out of the chest for sure. Alright, to the store. Okay, is it going to be in there? In detail. How do... Exclusive content not available in the shop. Okay, so... Yeah, right now, every time you get 1,000 keys, open the big 1,000 key chest. Like, I actually opened 1,000 key chest earlier today, and guess what popped out? Nuclear amplifier. And the repair amplifiers are also in there, so... Those are really good chests to open up right now every time you save up 1,000 keys. If you play the game a lot, you should be able to get 1,000 keys, you know, a couple times per season, I would think. JC's or Jack Easy or Jace E. I don't know how to say that. Hello, welcome to the stream. He says, is Loki still relevant? No and yes. It's outdated. It's kind of a crappy little robot, but it's still very fun to play. I mean, it's an okay beacon runner. I would give it about a 7 out of 10. It will still do the job if you have one, okay? It will do the job for getting beacons and really annoying everybody because it's a little troll bot that's very hard to hit unless somebody's running anti-stealth. Every once in a while you run into somebody that knows how to play a Loki so good they will destroy your tanks. Doesn't happen often, but you do run into people who can play the heck out of a Loki. So if you get good enough with the Loki, yes, it's still a viable bot, but it's not one of the better options. I would suggest using something else, but if you've already got one, you know, I wouldn't buy one and I wouldn't level one up right now. But if you've already got one and it's already leveled up, definitely throw it in every once in a while for a little bit of fun. Missy Scott, which part should I suggest? I've said a lot of things, so I'm not sure which one you're referring to. And most of the things I've said I've already forgotten because my memory is stinky. Oh yeah, William says something about crazy electrician. That's a really good skill. If your robots have a energy shield, crazy electrician's awesome. Most robots that have pilot skills for their shields, you should definitely go after those skills. Like if they don't have the shield, it's probably going to go down really fast. Vengeance, your Kefri or your Revenant dies really fast to the Kefris. Mine still seems very tanky. Like if you were to run two what's it called now? You know what I said about my memory? It kind of sucks. If you run 2 repair amplifiers and like a nuclear amplifier, in the advanced heal module, I still have pretty good luck with my Revenant. I think he's still a really good robot overall. But yeah, I mean, Kefris are definitely much better than the Revenant at the moment. Is Mercury still viable? Gonk, not really. Mercury is not really a bot that I would want to play in Champion very often. It's a lot of fun. It can be kind of good occasionally, but I think you're going to have more bad games with it than good games. Now, pretty much anybody, alright, some players will surprise you with certain robots. Some players can take a really crappy or just a so-so robot and somehow develop amazing skills with it that most players can't. So unless you're one of those people who just has full-blown, straight-on, flat-out skills with that particular bot, it's probably not going to be one of your better choices. Man, I've seen guys play really terrible robots really good, and you're just like, how in the heck did they do that? You know? Then you pick one up, and yours is like, dead, and you're just like, man, that stinks. Yeah, I mean, most businesses do have cameras everywhere, Williams. You're right about that. But most businesses at least have a couple of spots where there's no cameras that you can hide for a minute or two if you need to. I know so many people who have jobs where they find locations to avoid the cameras. But if you were wearing the cameras, you'd never be able to do that. Yeah, most people aren't into tankers. Tank robots are great. A tank in a game is a robot or a character that's very, very hard to kill. So I don't know why they decided to call the tankers the guys that intentionally moved down in the leagues. I don't know why they decided to call them tankers. I think they should have came up with a different name because that's very close to a tank. Tanks are good, tankers are bad, you know? But most players hate tankers. Oh, gotcha, Vengeance. I'll tell you what though, I still think, I still like Kefri and I still like Revenant a lot. There's still two of my favorite bots. I notice I don't really play my Revenants as much anymore, but when I do play my Revenants, I love them. Currently, I took my Revenant out and replaced it with a second Kefri, but I changed my Hangar around so much, it's crazy. Alright guys, so our 2 hours is almost up. Normally we do our streams for 2 hours, so just so you guys know, if you have any last minute questions, get them in now because this stream is almost over. Gunk says, I like the idea of a robot that stomps people to death. Now, some people make fun of me for this, but I want to see like a samurai robot that's just got a built-in sword. And when people are too close, it'll just bash you over the head with the sword. People make fun of me for that idea, but I think that would be cool. I picture this big chrome like samurai looking robot that looks human like. It would have to be chrome and shiny. It would be really cool. Maybe it could spin around in a circle with the sword and hit everything within a like 50-meter radius or something and do huge damage. I don't know. But that was kind of my idea. I once come up with an idea for a robot that turned into a ball and rolled across the battlefield. And now we have one, so I don't know if that was one of the ideas that they got from me. But I think several people said they turned in a similar idea to a Pixonic, so maybe just enough people had a similar idea that Pixonic was like, hey, there's a lot of people saying we should make a robot that's a ball. So maybe they finally did that just because enough people were mentioning that idea. I don't know. But I want that samurai. Most people seem to say, oh, that's a stupid idea. So I don't know. What do I think of Erebus? Well, Ricardo, when Erebus first came out, I loved it, but I stopped running mine quickly after the shield breaker pilots became popular because that robot is unbelievably squishy when it doesn't have a shield to protect it. So those sirens and harpies go up in the air and they just squash you in a split second. So it got to the point where the shield breaker pilots almost made it feel unplayable to me. If it wasn't for the shield breaker pilots, I would say it's a really nice robot, but if you've got prismas on it and you can stay back far enough to where other players can't hit you, that's about the only time it performs well. But it seems like someone's always able to get close enough to wreck you through your shield these days, so. Top 10 robots. Man, that's a little bit hard to say the actual top 10. All right. my favorite robot currently is probably the Kepfree. I just really enjoy playing that. So I'll list off my favorite robots. It might be more than 10, it might be less, but currently these are the ones I really love playing the most. All right, Seraph, Kepfree, those are two of my favorites. Harpy I really like a lot. Siren's definitely up there. Behemoth with the right setup is up there. Fenrir is definitely up there. Invader, Revenant, Scorpion. If you're trying to go for beacons, if you want a flat out beacon runner, the Skyros or the Orochi are very good for that. So those are the ones I'm thinking are probably the very best right now. I mean, I really like the Hades a lot. These are kind of like second tier favorites, okay? So those are the best. My second tier of favorites would be Hades. I really like Hades. He's very fun to play. Blitz is a cool little dude. Phantom is a cool little dude. Pursuer is surprisingly good. Mender, Demeter. So that's my like top tier and second tier of favorite robots in the game right now. Yeah, Michael says all shields should be yellow. I don't know if that would really solve the problems, because lately people have been getting those north lights and stacking up the shields together. They'll hit themselves over and over and over with a north light and have like 2 million hit point shields that you just can't take down. So I don't know what's worse, those or the purple shields. Honestly, I think what they should do is only have like robots that have built-in shields. I get it. I don't think the mothership should give you shields. I don't think microchips should give you shields. I wish they would remove the shields with microchips in motherships and make so only the robots that actually have the ability of a shield can have shields. That would fix a lot of problems. I don't mind like a Hades popping a shield or a Demeter popping a shield, but I can't stand that every time I shoot somebody who doesn't have a shield, that one freaking pops up every 2 seconds. You know what I mean? Dimebag says, I still use the Stellar Phantom. Yeah, it's a fun little dude. It's an awesome little dude, man. I was really surprised at how well my Phantom does. I haven't played it in a long time, and a couple weeks back I threw it in my hangar and I was just like, wow, this little guy's still amazing. He's awesome. Alright guys, I think our 2 hours is up, so I guess we are going to end this thing here. I just want to say thank you all for coming out. You guys are all amazing. Everybody who donated today, thank you. I really appreciate you guys a lot. The extra support's really awesome. Anybody who's a channel member, thank you. That support's great. Moderators, I really appreciate anybody who's a moderator to come out and help make sure the stream runs good. You guys are awesome. And everybody that comes out to watch the videos and just to hang out and watch the streams and stuff, I appreciate every one of you guys. I really do. So thank you for being here. Let's see. Is there anything else I need to say? Yep. Make sure you get entered into my giveaways, guys. I currently have 2 giveaways going, a big one and a small one. The small giveaway probably ends, I don't know, tomorrow or the next day. Probably tomorrow night. I think the small one ends. The big one goes till the end of the month. So don't miss your chance to enter to win, I should say. Don't miss your chance to win one of the hazards. We got 200 hazards to give away. Those are really good robots. My God, I can't talk today. Those are really good weapons overall. But yeah, those are great weapons. It's a little bit tricky to use them because like they empty the ammo so quickly and there's so many purple shields that pop up, but once you kind of learn to work around the shields, man, they do big damage. Leopold says, do you think Tony Warbots is a top player? I think Tony is a very good player. I mean, I don't know how he would stack up one-on-one with some of the other better players in the game, so I don't know. I mean, he's a good player. I try not to really like judge people or anything like that, you know what I mean? When it really comes down to it, Warbots is about having fun for most of us. I mean, most of us aren't really super interested in being the top player or, you know, being in the top clan. Some people are, but most of us just want to get on there and have fun and play the game and have a good time. So I don't really keep track of who's the best and who's not, you know what I mean? I just try and play a game with my friends and do some live streams and make some videos for you guys and enjoy the game, you know? All right, guys. Thank you all so much. Lightning out. Later, guys. And thanks for being here. Get entered into that giveaway and good luck.